Okay, so Google Classroom, the code is lowercase letters G, R, S, 62, Y, 0. When you go on there, you should see your weekly for the week. When you go on there, your weekly for the week. Weeklies from here on out will be put on Google Classroom. Okay? I'll still help you, and nothing's changed as far as that goes, but we got technology, we're going to use it. Weeklies are on Google Classroom. You have a homework assignment for tonight. It's also already been put up on Google Classroom. There's something I want you to do to help me out. Make sure that everybody can do this. G, R, S, 62, Y, 0. Papa, what took you so long to go over and get you a computer? I said, Papa, what took you so long to go over and get you a Alright. I want you to go, I need you to listen to me. I want you to go to where it says test video. Test video. I'm going to bust you for it. Alright. Go on there and see. I know when you first go to, it's going to say it can't load. And then you got 3 little dots over there in the upper right hand corner. And if you say open this in a new window, see if that will load for everyone. If it will not load, talk to someone at your table before you talk to me about it. Thank you very much. I figured that out by myself. Yes, I did by myself. By myself. I'm proud of myself. Technology couldn't figure it out, but I did. Thank you very much. All right, so weeklies and assignments will be on Google Classroom. Now you can close your computers down, get your notebooks out. Yours wouldn't load. Somebody help Claire out. Claire, it's all right. Okay. I know, well, you've got that magic stuff. You to have lots of homework, and you shouldn't, but we got to get through some brand new stuff today. We're still talking about slope. Oh yeah, that looks good. We're moving on to equations. There's 2 very, very, very famous equations that we use with slope. The first one is called slope-intercept. The equation is y equals mx plus b. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at those letters, because all of those letters stand for something. Okay? So let's start with our y. The y is simply, it needs to be first and it needs to be by itself. And that's just an indicator to let you know you've got it done. If the y is first and it's by itself, you're in that slope-intercept form, okay? Anytime you have that y equals, that is slope-intercept. The y needs to be first, the y needs to be by itself. The m is your slope. Okay, I want everybody to take their little bucket cup and put it on the floor because I did not know it would be turned into a toy. For my really, really smart 8th graders, but it has. Tell your mamas and daddies at Christmas time they go to the dollar store and get you something and put them in your stocking and you can be entertained for hours with your cheap little toy in your stocking. Your m is your slope. Okay? The x is the variable. You will always have an x. The x is the letter behind the slope. You will always have that. Okay? Always have an x. You will always have a y. There will always be two variables. Two variables. The y and an x. You will always have a y. You will always have an x. The x will be the letter behind the slope. Okay? The b. The b stands for the y-intercept. The y-intercept. What the heck is the y-intercept? Well, if you have a graph, every graph has two axes. It has an x, goes side to side. It has a y that goes up and down. This number right here tells me where my line touches the y-intercept. It's going to tell me where my line touches the y-intercept. All this is an equation of a line. This tells me about the line. Okay? Now, the title, the name of it is slope-intercept. In math, we're not big writers like in language arts, things like that. It's pretty obvious, you know what I'm saying? It's called slope-intercept because the only two things you can find out about the line is the slope and the y-intercept. Well, duh, that makes sense to me. That's why it's called slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form tells you what the slope is and what the y-intercept is. Now, you will always have two variables. You will always have a y, you will always have an x. You're not going to have the letter m. Is everybody listening? Some of you kind of still on the weekend, we in math, greatest class in the world, okay? You will not have an m, you will not have a b. Those are going to be numbers, okay? For instance, let's look at this for a second. If you were given something like this, y equals 2x plus 5. Everybody write that down. Y equals 2x plus 5. Now, when I look at this, the first thing I say is, hey, this is in perfect form. It's not always going to be like that. Maybe one on your EOG test, but it's really not going to be like that. They're not going to be perfect form. You're going to see in just a moment you have to move stuff and make it perfect. No problem, you can do it. This one is in perfect form. Do you know how I know it's in perfect form? Why? What do you think?
Y is first and by itself.
Doggone right. The y is first and by itself. Now look, I need to match always my form up with my formula. Y equal mark slope y-intercept. Y equal mark slope y-intercept. Y equal mark slope y-intercept. This tells me a lot. First of all, this tells me my slope, my m, or the word slope, but we're going to use m. My m, or my slope, is a 2. My slope is a 2. Come on, guys, everybody focus with me. This will be easy. Focus with me. So, okay, I know my slope is 2. that means which direction is my line going? To the right. That means my line is going to the right. It also tells me that my y-intercept, or my b, remember I told you in math, we like to be a little bit lazy. Instead of writing that word, we write the letter b. Our y-intercept is 5. I could take this equation and match it up with the line that's on a graph. I know that it has to touch that y-intercept at positive 5. Since I don't have graph paper, I'm not going to really worry too much about that too, but I know my line is going to the right. So my line needs to look something like that. It needs to go to the right, and it needs to cross that y-intercept at a positive 5. Remember I told you, has everybody got this? I got to turn my page. Remember I told you that they're not always so nice. They don't always just give it to you in that perfect form. Sometimes we have to make it perfect. Life is not perfect. We got to put a little work into it. Now when I look at this, now you see why I start with equations. Everything feels in math. Nothing changes. Sometimes teachers start weird places. I don't know why they start weird places, and it don't make sense to me. Start with equations. When you're teaching 8th grade, you start with equations. When I look at this, it's okay. I want that y first and by itself. What's over there with the y? I need to move it. Day 1, I've been telling you, draw a circle, pick it up, and move it. What happens when you move something to the other side? Change the sign. Did I move this? Did I move this?
No.
Leave it alone. You didn't move it. Don't change it. Don't touch it. Just bring it down. I moved that 3. It's going to become a -3. That builds from equations. That never changes. It's like building a house. You don't start with the roof. Don't make good sense. Better have a foundation and some walls before you try to put a roof on there. It's just going to fall. Boom. Okay? Start with equations. You know, you move something, you got to isolate that variable. You move something, you got to change the sign. Now, is it perfect?
Yes.
Yes. Sometimes one move makes it perfect. Now, if I had to graph this, you're not going to have to graph. Okay? You're never going to have to draw a graph on an EOG test. You are going to have to identify things. Now, once it's perfect, once you make it perfect, tell me what's the slope. What's your slope? Looking up there. -1/3. You should be able to say, okay, since that's a negative slope, my line would be going to the left. What is my B? What's my y-intercept? Where does it cross that y-axis at? -3. Not only do you need to know how to make it perfect, you got to identify your slope and your y-intercept. Okay? Look at this one. Y - 4 plus x. Is y first?
Yes.
Is y by itself?
Yes.
Can we make this look a little better?
Yes.
What? What can we do to make this look a little better? Remember, this is what our formula looks like. Technically, What should come directly behind the equal mark? The slope. Correct. What's directly behind our equal mark? The y-intercept. Now, everybody listen to me. If you don't move something across the equal mark, you just kind of switch the order of it to make it look a little better, don't change the sign. The only time you change the sign of something is when you take it across the equal marks. I know by looking at this that my slope is 1 and my y-intercept is -4. If you want to make it look better, you can. You can switch the place of that x and that -4. That's fine. You can do that. But if you do not move it across the equal mark, don't change the sign. Okay? Does everybody get that? Now remember, the algebra gods long ago decided they're not going to write the number 1 at times. This is one of those times. My slope is 1. My slope is not x. X is not a number. Okay? My slope is 1. My y-intercept is -4. Does everybody see that? Okay. These are not that hard. They really are not that hard. You may see something like this. Y equals -4x. Y equals -4x. What's it missing? Doesn't have a y-intercept, does it? Sometimes they may not. If it has a slope, it's a line. If it has a slope, it's a line. So if you had to identify the slope, you would say -4. Just leave the b off. Okay? Just leave the b off. If it doesn't have one, you don't got to worry about it. Now, if it doesn't have a slope, I'm trying to see if you have any tonight that doesn't. No. Those are special ones. We'll get to our special lines later. Okay? Well, you kind of already know. When you're identifying slope, what line has no slope? A what? What line has no slope? Horizontal line. A horizontal line has no slope. Okay? We also have a type of a line that has a slope that we can't calculate. We call it undefined. What type of line has undefined? Vertical. We're going to spend 15 minutes one day on special lines, which is horizontal and vertical lines. They have a special little equation that works just for you. Okay? Alright. So I'm going to try something here. We'll see if you can do this. Give you a, oh, I didn't mean to say equals. Make that perfect. After you make it perfect, tell me the slope and the y-intercept. What do you need to move in order to make this perfect? Your slope, your -3/5. And you're going to put it, boom, right there behind the equal mark. Not going to put it on the other side of the -1. You want to slide it right there behind the equal mark. When you move something across the equal marks, what do? Change the sign. Y equals 3/5 x minus 1. Gotta change that sign. Move it, change the sign. Move it, and change the sign. You're gonna do that so much this year and throughout this year. Next year and the years to follow. Now, what's your slope? Once you get it perfect, what's your slope?
3/5.
3/5. What's your y intercept? -1. Boom. Excellent. Excellent. Math is not hard. I don't know who has lied to you over the years. It's not hard. It's fun. It's not hard. If you show up, pay attention, it's pretty easy. Now, sometimes they give you something like this. They give you clues, they give you hints. They say, here's your M, which is your slope. Here's your B, which is your y-intercept. Now you take that and you make an equation out of it. Well, what is all of your equations in slope-intercept form? What are they going to start with? Y equals. Very good. You guys are smart. What comes next? What comes after the equal marks? Your slope. -9/5. You know what most kids forget to do? Put that X. You have to have X. And I'll tell you something. If you forget to put the X, I'll put an X for you. Means it's going to be wrong. Okay? If you forget to put the X behind the slope, I'll X it for you, but you ain't going to be happy with my X. Okay? So, -9/5 X minus 7. Don't say plus or minus. Don't do that. You can't plus or minus. If your y-intercept is a negative, then it's just minus that number. Okay? You say, Mr. Pete, is that it? That's pretty much all you have to do. So if M is -1/5 and B is -3, can you make an equation out of that? Slope-intercept form. Are you with me over there, baby?
Yep.
Okay. Slope-intercept form. Anybody on touchdowns Carolina scored yesterday? They put on a show in the second half. So the Cowboys get out there and get one shot. And my Falcons won, by the way. Is there any Raiders fans in you? Raiders fans? That's what I thought.
There's a fight.
Those Raiders, they're crazy idiots, man. They wear that makeup, mask. I'd hide myself too if I was a Raiders fan. Alright, so, equations. Equations. Spartan's going to win on Wednesday, right? On Wednesday, you're going to take a tool. You're going to put some, you playing Liberty, put some purple tail, you better.
Yeah, we're gonna take it.
Y'all better put cheerleaders, you better be loud. I don't care if you mess up, just be loud.
Yeah, you can't miss that one.
That's all, I just want y'all to be loud. When basketball season rolls around, I'll be talking to you cheerleaders. There'll be times you need to be really loud. Like when the other team's shooting foul shots. Okay? Now when we're shooting foul shots, you know, download. Alright, so, equations. What's it going to start with? Y equals. What comes next? What comes after that? X. -3. I'm going to give you one more example and I'm going to turn you loose on your work. What if you had this? M equals 2 nines, B equals 0. How's my little video doing? Good. What's the equation going to start with?
Y.
That's all.
Do you have to put +0? No, you don't. If you do, it's not wrong. If you don't, it's not. It's either way. You don't have to. This is plenty good enough. All right, on your Google Classroom, you have a homework, and I believe it should look like this. Does it look like that? All right, that's your homework. Stop that.